What's going on YouTube? My name is CymenSniped and welcome to the channel. In today's Nikke video, I'm gonna take you through a really quick, well, maybe not so quick, another Nikke guide to the no caller ID event. So we're gonna talk about whether or not you should spend your gems to get extra entries, and also how to prioritize what items to get from the shop, depending on how much event tokens you actually can farm. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, as of the creation of this video, there are actually 12 days left on the clock and the hard mode is still not yet available. Therefore, I'll be using a few assumptions when giving my opinion on what you can do best to gain the most important rewards from this event. To give you a more accurate guide, I'm going to be sharing you two different types of imaginary players, and the reason why I'm doing that is so that you can probably see which one that most relate to you, because either of those players actually have a different type of priority that I would like to suggest. Now, a brief explanation about the event if you actually need. Every day, we are given 5 entries for free to clear the stages available. Now, there are a total of 10 normal stages and 10 hard stages, and clearing each stage for the first time yields mission rewards, and depending on the units you bring to the fight, you might even earn extra 50 of the event tokens at the end of the battle. As for which unit that actually gives you bonus rewards, just go to the little thing underneath the Enter Warzone, click on that, and you will pull up a... come on. And you will pull up a list of heroes where if you have them, they'll be highlighted in color. If you don't have them, it will be grayed out. Now, you'll realize that under the eligible Nikkes, there is a certain percentage right here. Do not be mistaken, the percentage shown is not indicating the amount of extra rewards you gain. In fact, the percentage basically just means how likely you are actually going to get the reward info right here, the 50 event tokens, successfully after every clear. So in the event that let's say you're not bringing a single one of them, including Rappy as well, you're going to be sitting at 0%, correct? So if you farm or you play any of the stages, even if you clear them, other than the unique stage drop, you will not get the event tokens at all. And if you stack it up all the way to 100%, then obviously every single run, other than the stage drop, you will also get the 50 event tokens. Now that we got the basics out of the way, I will now present to you the two imaginary players that I mentioned earlier in the video. So let's begin with the first one, and we call him Player A. Player A is also the unluckiest person in the world, abandoned by RNGs to the depths of limbo, who only ever wants to activate their life insurance. Basically means you're shit. very shit. And the third condition is that you can only clear normal stages and not a single hard stage, because, well, like I said, because the luck is shit, so everything else is shit. To make it a little bit even more extreme, let's assume that even with Rappy in the team, although she gives you 10% chance to actually get the 50 event tokens, let's just say you didn't get a single one throughout the entire farming period. So moving on, let me introduce you to the second player of the game. Now, Player B is going to be the player who has most, if not all, the bonus units of the event. Meaning to say, let's just assume that she's able to, he or she, why do I assume it's a she? Well, he or she basically is able to stack at least about 80 to 85% of success rate. Probably you have Helm, you have Privity, you have, you know, Ludmilla, you just stack them all up, you get 80% and above. Let's just assume that's the first characteristic. Now, the second characteristic, obviously, his Player B is basically the luckiest piece of work who stays fit, eating like a freaking hog, and gets rich just by breathing air. And the third characteristic is being able to claim all the missions and challenge rewards. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, because Player B also has all the bonus units, this player earns an extra 50 event tokens on every single stage clear throughout the entire event. Alright, assuming that is the case, you will see there's a formula now up on the screen, and just to give you a very long story short, if this person clears 5 stages a day for the remaining 12 days and always get 50 additional tokens for every single clear, Player B will end up with additional 3,000 event tokens on top of Player A. Now that you know the conditions of Player A and Player B, if you forgot about it, you can probably just rewind the video and just go take a look again. But generally speaking, Player A is the unluckiest, unprepared player, and Player B is the most prepared and luckiest dogshit player in the game. Now, on top of what these players can earn by clearing the stages 5 times a day, here are a universal mission challenge reward that you can also get from them just by clearing the stages. For this event in particular, there are a total of 4 different types of rewards you can claim. The very first, completing 10 challenges in total will net you 1,000. And if you complete 20 challenges in total throughout the entire event, it will give you an additional 2,000. 3,000. And if you have completed all the normal stages, that will be an additional 3,000 because every single stage gives you 300. And if you complete all the hard stages, the same reward it's given, and that will total to another 3,000. So if let's say you're player A, you'll be able to get a total of 4,000 tokens throughout the entire event, while player B gets 9,000 event tokens by finishing every single mission. Now, let's just say you have identified which particular player most represents you. Let's now take a look at the shop priority list for each different type of player. Now, fortunately, almost everything in the shop that can be bought and exchanged with the event currency is not trash, meaning to say it's never wrong to actually go as far as you can, even though you've gotten all the things that you actually wanted, because additional leveling resources is always a plus to get your team stronger. However, in terms of priority, you should always clear the limited stock items first, and if you have time and extra event tokens, you may proceed to get more of the items that is not limited by quantity in any way. Here's what you should prioritize if you're only able to clear the bare minimum for the event like player A. Assuming you only manage to clear all the normal stages and not the hard ones at all, not a single one, you have a total of 3,000 tokens to spend without the extra ones you earn daily. Now, to be very fair, it's a very extreme case, but even if you do bring Rappy with you, and mathematically speaking, every 10 runs nets you 50, so you probably can still get more than what I'm about to suggest. So based on this, your priority item list to clear should be all, I repeat, all the common consoles, which requires 760 tokens in total, and you're going to clear all the battle data sets next, which costs 1,000 tokens in total, and all the core dust available, which also totals up to 1,000. And that brings you to a total of 2,760 tokens you need in order to get the bare minimum items that gives you the best value in terms of leveling resources. Any extra you earn along the way should first be used to buy out as many advanced recruit vouchers if you haven't gotten Helm yet, as you can keep doing this until the end of the event, so you still have time to farm. Now, the reason why the priority items are set as such is because assuming you cannot tackle the hard stages of the event, it basically means that you are a little bit back on the progression side, and then it would be more beneficial to actually get the common consoles, which permanently boost a weapon type or a faction, albeit not really a lot, and also the extra experience and core dust would definitely be the first thing to boost your CP the most. Now, gacha rewards in the end of the day are still a gamble, but you may end up with absolutely nothing if you're unlucky, so you know what to pick first. Moving on to the next scenario, if you can clear all the normal and hard stages and you end up with a whopping 9,000 tokens with a larger pool of currency, obviously your priority in terms of clearing the shop is also a little bit different. Although, yeah, you can probably buy out the entire shop. No, I'm kidding, you probably don't. So based on 9,000 tokens, if you're looking for more units to improve your team, your first priority is to buy out 10 advanced recruit vouchers, which equals to 4,000 tokens. Next, you can purchase all the high quality mold for another chance at an SSR for another 4,000. And after that, you can clear the common consoles in the shop, which requires 760. And finally, buy out all the battle data sets and core dust to level up further for a total of 2,000. Now, assuming even though you're the luckiest player, you do not have a single one of those bonus units, or for some reason you didn't know you needed the bonus units to even get the extra reward, that will basically set you back by 1,760 tokens from what I just recommended you to get. Now, even though this really is the case, I personally think that there's no reason to use the gems to get extra entries because, well, you're not getting anything in return anyway, so you may just stop at priority number 3 in the list I just mentioned just now. These are just two very extreme scenarios, which I already mentioned a few times in the video, I believe. So whether you're either not ready for the content or are extremely prepared, if you find yourself in the middle ground, however, just buy what you think you want and just carry on, to be very honest. Just know that the common consoles, the battle data EXP, and the core dust are by far the best things that you can give you a CP boost. Gacha tickets, in the end of the day, are just gacha tickets. And that's all I'd like to share in this video. To be honest, I think this is pretty short. Hopefully it's short enough. So if you like the content, please leave a like, do subscribe to the channel, and tell me what you think about it in the comment section below. Also, if you have any information regarding this particular event, you can also share it there. And one last thing, do me a favor, if you have anything specific you'd like to see on the channel, do also tell me in the comment section below, because I would really love to hear what you think, and definitely content I create for your entertainment. So until the next video or stream, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.